Ciao ragazzi, this is Katie Portanova, and you're listening to Florence and Me. I'm a lover of stories and all things Italian, and I'm going to bring you all that in this podcast. My intention is to inspire you to step out of your comfort zone and explore life and travel the world. Join me as I tell you my story and many others about Italy and my love, Florence. Andiamo! Ciao everybody, I'm back. It's been since before Christmas. I hope you enjoyed listening to me last year. I really appreciate all the listeners and people that have reached out. So yeah, I wanted to come on here and record an episode, at least one, in January for you all, just to give you a recap of our adventure in Tuscany for Christmas. So if you didn't listen to my last episode of the year, me and Stefano decided to spend Christmas with my mother-in-law, with his mom, and we had an amazing 2 weeks in Tuscany. We were very lucky that one of my really good friends, and I always can say this, my really good friends, but I would consider him a really best friend, Simone, and his amazing girlfriend, Aida, had a apartment for us to rent for the first week we were there. Chat a little bit. I got to get some more information about where we're going to eat at night, and then also for lunches and stuff like that, and kind of finalizing other things with her. And yeah, I just really, I can't wait for this to come to fruition, because I think 2025 is going to be amazing. But I digress. I'm going through my checklist. So, all right. From Florence, this trip we went to Chianti, and we went back to visit Gianluca, which you guys might have heard about earlier episodes when we visited him the first time in September. And he is just magical human being. He made us a delicious meal again. He made us a risotto and another, I have pictures of it, but another antipasto. He made us like an appetizer and then a dessert, and we enjoyed delicious wine, and we just had a great time meeting him, hanging out with him. We spent another 4 hours with him, I believe, and then we were on our way to see Verdi and Castel Fiorentino. So, and it was just, amazing. On the way back, we stopped by Argento, the jewelry maker, and to see Caterina, who we met in September as well, who we will be visiting in this September. Her workshop and everything. Anyway, so we went there because Stefano had asked her to make him a special ring with the symbol of Florence, the Giglio, and it is gorgeous. And so we just stopped and said hi to her and just said, oh, I can't wait to collaborate more together. And yeah, so that was really special as well, because I feel these connections when I'm in Tuscany, and I feel these meaningful just flows coming through my body and into these people that present themselves to me, and yeah, it was just a great visit as well. So, and then Christmas was really special as well, because I keep saying as well, because it was just the three of us, and Ferdi, the past couple of years since Alme passed, has been alone. She hasn't been with anybody. She has, some friends nearby, but for Christmas, she kind of believes it to be just another day. So it was really great to make it feel special for her. And also the fact that she is an amazing cook, and just I'm glad that she's part of our lives and part of my business, because it's just effortless for her. She made us this dish that's a traditional dish in Tuscany to eat fish, and it's called the Seven Fishes, but we only did one because Verdi doesn't eat fish anymore. So she baked us a orata, which is a type of fish in the Mediterranean Sea. And it's not, you can't find it in the States. At least you can't buy it in the States. You could find it, but it's imported from Italy. So yeah, so that was just an amazing meal. We paired that fish with mare terra from Casaluci. So yeah, oh my God. So it was great. We had Christmas Day with his sister, which was memorable. So that was fabulous because it was in her first dinner or lunch. We had lunch in her house. So that was like great to see her house and how it's come about, and they're all moved in. So that was fabulous. And then the last week we like had a few, we got to meet up again with Simone, and then we had, I got to meet up with, and if anybody from my study abroad days listens, if you remember Simone from Villa Bonelli, I'm still close with him and his wife, Barbara, and his daughter, Lara, their daughter Lara, and Lapo. Sally didn't get to see, but, I went to their house because they're not far from where Ferdi is in Castel Fiorentino. So we spent the morning and just had coffee reminiscing about our lives from 20 some years ago. And it was just so great to see him again. Memories and like from my 20s and like, and just like feeling those feelings again of being like a first-time traveler to Florence, and Simone seeing all those firsts through me. It just brought me back to that moment of just like, this is what changed my life. That time in my life in 2002 when I studied abroad with my university, it was like, it changed the way my life was turning and what direction I was going. So that was very, very special to spend the morning with them, and just remember all those firsts when I first lived in Florence and Fiesole. So that was special. And then we got to go back to Casaluci just to stop because Ferdi wanted Puras, which I've talked about this wine before, and you can't get it in the States because it has no sulfites in this wine, and it's a wine that's very special to her because she tried it at this pizzeria that sadly is no longer in business, and she introduced it to me, which therein made me want to go visit the vineyard because I was told it's in San Gimignano, it's like 20 minutes away. I'm like, oh my God. So, and that's how the relationship with Lorenzo started. And so that was special. So we picked up some wine for her and just said to Lorenzo, see you in September, because we're going to visit again. Gorgeous Casaluci in September with the amazing group I have coming with us. So yeah, that was basically the week. The other awesome part about the week is we went to visit Stefano's old neighborhood, which he hasn't really passed by there in a long time. So we were driving by, we were on Via Masaccio, and he's like, I think I know who that is. I'm like, okay. So he parked the car and we crossed the street, and he started talking to this mechanic and his son, and they're like, oh my God, Stefano. And just the look on their face to not have seen Stefano in a really long time. And they already had known that, Stefano's dad had passed, and, word travels fast in Florence. And just the look of like, they're very proud of him. Like, you moved away, you made a different life, you met an amazing woman, like, oh, whatever. But like, I could just tell the anguish and the stress of living in Florence, and how there are still a lot of obstacles and roadblocks Italians go through each day because of bureaucracy, government issues, hard to find jobs, hard to make money, the taxes, all the things that a lot of countries deal with. But just seeing them light up when they saw Stefano was just like, oh my God. And then they said, go down to the cafe on the bar. Federica's still there. You have to surprise her. And Stefano has not seen her forever, like a long time. And we walked in and he said some funny remark and she looked up. She's like, oh, Stefano. Like, and again, for her, just to see the just seeing him in a different way, because she knew that he had moved away, and Stefano was asking her questions, and just knowing that there was like a relationship. You can feel the relationship of a neighborhood. And these are the things that people see in movies, and also people see in different situations in Italy, where you see the community aspect of going to a bar or going to a cafe and going to a circolo, which is the community center of where you feel at home, and just people know you and they know your family and they know how you grew up, and yeah, there's like a lot of that there. And then as we were standing there were people that came up, oh, Portanova, like they remembered him. And even like the butcher who no longer has his macellaio, I want to say, just the butcher shop, he recognized him. And he was nicknamed by his dad and his mom Macelladro, meaning the thief butcher, because he would mark up his prices or something. I don't know, like they would pay way too much for not really good meat. Anyway, but it was just funny, just like to see that. And then across the street was from the bar was the Ottica, the optometrist, and they have a glasses shop, sunglasses, and it's owned by this family called Spizzone, and we had gone in there before when I lived there to get my contacts. Anyway, the story's going long. I know, I didn't mean for it to be this long. Anyway, so we go in there, and I was just curious, like if I could get new glasses here cheaper, like eyeglasses, than in the States, because as you know, in the States, like, maybe you don't know, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going into that. So they're like, come back tomorrow and we'll have a visit. And we'll have an appointment, basically. So we did. And then within that week, so this is the week before, the Friday before we left Florence, we went on that Friday. And then the week after, that Friday after, my glasses were ready. So we went to pick them up, and I'm like, oh my God, how cool to get eyeglasses without actually having to have a prescription. I mean, I got a prescription from them because they were giving me the visit, but like, this is so cool. Like, so I'm wearing my glasses now, just like, and I see so much better. And it's just nice to have a second opinion, like, because they saw me, the power in my contacts and my glasses were different than what my doctor gave me just recently. Anyway, neither here nor there, but that was fun. So I got to pick those up. And yeah, so the trip ended with that, and that was really fun. And then the last 2 days, it was gorgeous the whole time we were there. 55 degrees, still a lot of humidity, so still chilly, but it was great. I got to take all my walks. I took a lot of walks around Ferdi's house, and it was just great. It was a great, relaxing trip, and I'm glad we did it. So switching gears, because I mentioned it at the beginning. So 2025. This is going to be the pinnacle of what I've been trying to create the past 5 years. So 2025, I'm going to have 2 retreats back to back. And that means that I'm going to have one in the countryside at Maria's Villa in Castel Fiorentino. And then we're going to go to Florence right after that. A couple days off in between. And then we're going to go to Florence and stay in this gorgeous B&B in the center of Florence. So those itineraries and pricing will come out soon, not too soon, but soon. And there's going to be some deals with that, meaning I'm going to offer a big discount for those of you that want to do both. So that'll be 2 weeks, one in the countryside, one in Florence. But yeah, and it still will be the minimum of 6 people. I might even lower that to 5, just because I like the intimate aspect of having just a smaller group of people. And so we get to know each other, and especially for people that are traveling alone, kind of feeling that camaraderie once you get to know the people throughout the week, but also having your separate space, so that everybody would have their own room and, stuff like that. But anyway, that's for 2025. So keep a lookout for information slowly being dribbled out through the email lists. My emails that come out, which I plan on doing just one a month now. So I can give you all the information, and then the next month give you more information, XYZ. So I'm really excited for what's to come. This year is going to be my first year doing 2 retreats. So we've got one in May, which will be in southern Tuscany, and then one in September, which is going to be at the villa in Castelfiorentino. I still have 1 spot left. So if you are interested, I'm willing to give a deal here, because I really just want one more person to hop on. And it's going to be epic. It's going to be really cool. Feeling all these concrete lines finally being like shaded in a little bit more, because I feel the pull, and I feel the willingness and the want and the call to share these authentic experiences with you, and to those that just really want to just immerse and sink in to the culture. This is what these trips are about. So, all right, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for listening. Allora, buongiorno, buonasera, buonanotte, wherever you are. And I'll see you on the next podcast. Okay? Good things coming. Ciao, ciao. I am beyond grateful for you listening to my podcast right now. I am so excited to share my journey of living abroad and all of my stories of Florence and Italy and all the places in between that I've visited. If this has reached you in any way and you would like to continue, please subscribe now. Also, go check out my website, trulyitaly.tours, for all my travel experiences. Ci si vede. Ciao.